So you want to learn how to buy T-bills through a broker like Fidelity. Maybe you're tired of Treasury Direct's website, which looks like it came from the 90s, or perhaps you're sick and tired of being put on hold for hours by Treasury Direct's customer service when you need to talk to them on the phone. Well, then you've come to the right place, because by the end of this video, you will know how to buy new issued Treasury bills and other US Treasuries such as Treasury notes and Treasury bonds on Fidelity. And this is part one of a two-part series. In this first video, I'm going to go over the difference between using Fidelity to buy T-bills versus Treasury Direct, and I'm going to walk through how to buy new issued T-bills on Fidelity step by step. In the second part of this series, I'm going to show you how to buy T-bills on the secondary market using Fidelity. All this right after. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Learn to invest like a wolf at your own risk. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, Wolves of Investing. My name is Donnie Nguyen and I'm the founder of Wolves of Investing. If you're new, I talk about all things related to personal finance and investing. If you want to learn how to achieve financial freedom through investing, be sure to click on that subscribe button and notification bell if you haven't yet. And please remember to drop a like if you enjoyed this video, as it truly helps out the channel. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Why would you want to use a broker like Fidelity to buy T-bills and other US Treasuries instead of using Treasury Direct? First, on a broker, you can buy T-bills in a tax-advantaged account, such as a Roth IRA. Now, T-bills are already very tax efficient since they're only taxed at the federal level, but they're exempt from state and local taxes. However, if you want to take it to the next level and potentially never pay taxes on your T-bill income, you could buy them in your Roth IRA, and assuming you take qualified distributions, never pay taxes on them. This is not something that you can do in Treasury Direct. The second reason you might want to use a broker like Fidelity is user experience. In my experience, Fidelity has great customer service, and I can usually get someone on the phone in less than 10 minutes. In my experience with Treasury Direct, phone wait times have been a minimum of 45 minutes. And there are some other quirks that many people complain about Treasury Direct. And I made a whole video about that here if you want to check it out. A link is in the video description. The third reason you might want to use a broker like Fidelity is that you can sell your treasuries on the secondary market. Now, many of you are just planning to buy T-bills and hold them to maturity, but you never know if you might need that money in an emergency. If you do, you should be able to sell them on the secondary market on Fidelity. And T-bills are a very liquid asset, so you shouldn't have any problems doing that. Granted, you may be selling it back for a loss, but at least you still have the option to do it. On Treasury Direct, you cannot sell your T-bills. You would first have to wait a minimum of 45 days and then transfer your T-bill to a bank, broker, or dealer, where you can then attempt to sell it. So if you want to have the option to sell your T-bill on the secondary market, a broker is the way to go. So why might you want to buy T-bills on Treasury Direct instead of a broker like Fidelity? First, the minimum purchase for T-bills on Treasury Direct is only $100. Whereas the minimum on Fidelity and typically on other brokers is $1,000. So if you're investing on a budget, Treasury Direct might be a better option. Second, on Treasury Direct, you can place orders for T-bills and other treasuries for the next 2 months. As you can see here on my Treasury Direct account, I can see all the T-bills available over the next 2 months. And I could easily set up an 8-rung, 8-week T-bill ladder in one sitting if I wanted to. Whereas on Fidelity, I can only see the T-bills that are being auctioned over the next few days. So in that example, if I wanted to set up an 8-rung, 8-week T-bill ladder, I would have to come back to Fidelity every week for 8 weeks and purchase an 8-week T-bill. All right, so now that you know some of the differences between Treasury Direct and Fidelity, let's take a look at a Treasury auction schedule. which is posted at treasurydirect.gov. And I'll leave a link to it in the video description. Because Fidelity only shows T-bills and other treasuries that are coming up in the next few days, it could be very easy to miss buying a particular T-bill that you are interested in. And that's where the tentative auction schedule comes in handy. And under security type, look for the T-bill or other treasury that you want to buy. Then look for the announcement date. That's the date the T-bill should appear on Fidelity. In my experience, it usually shows up by 3 p.m. Eastern Time or noon Pacific Time. And you should have until the auction date to make that purchase. I'm filming this video on December 1st, so I'm going to attempt to buy this 26-week T-bill on the auction schedule with the announcement date of December 1st and auction date of December 5th. For those of you who don't have Fidelity, I'm also going to show you how to cancel this order. Then I'm going to show you a T-bill that I previously bought in one of my Fidelity accounts. And after I walk through this example, be sure to let me know in the comments, what do you think is the better way to buy T-bills? Through Treasury Direct or through a broker? All right, to buy new issue T-bills on Fidelity, first click on News and Research at the top. Then click on Fixed Income Bonds and CDs. Then click on New Issues. Then click on the plus sign next to Treasury. We can see here that there are 2 treasuries available. And you can see that these 2 treasuries correspond to the 2 that were on the auction schedule with the auction close date December 5th. How do we know that these are T-bills and not some other kind of treasury like notes or bonds? Because it says right here in the description, United States Treasury bills. And as we know, Treasury bills have a maturity date between 4 and 52 weeks. So we can double check that the maturity date listed is approximately 52 weeks or less. So this one with the maturity date of March 9th, 2023 should correspond to the 13-week T-bill on the auction schedule. And this T-bill with the maturity date of June 8th, 2023 should correspond to the 26-week T-bill. And as you can see, Fidelity lists an expected yield. And of course, just like buying a T-bill through Treasury Direct, we won't know exactly what yield we'll get until the auction closes. But it should give us a pretty good approximation, barring some major volatility event. We can also click on the T-bill for more information. To buy this T-bill, either click Buy from this information page, or click the Trade button on the previous page next to the desired T-bill. Next, we select which account we want to purchase this T-bill in. Then select the quantity. Each T-bill equals $1,000. So I'll go ahead and enter 1, which is the minimum. I'll go ahead and select No for auto roll. But if you are interested in auto roll, you can read more about it by clicking on this link. Next, I'll go ahead and preview my order. And if everything looks right, I'll click Place Order. And if I want to review the status of my order, I can go to my Activities and Orders page under Orders. And I can see that my order is listed with the status of Open. And because this order won't go through until the auction date, which is a few days from now, I can still cancel it by clicking Cancel, and then clicking Attempt to Cancel. And if the cancellation was successful, the status will change to Verified Canceled, as you can see here. Now let's take a look at a new issue T-bill I purchased in one of my accounts earlier this week. As you can see, this T-bill has a maturity date of June 1st, 2023. And unlike Treasury Direct, I can attempt to sell it if I want to. And you can see that I paid $977 for this T-bill. And it corresponds to this 26-week T-bill with an investment rate of 4.722%. So now that you know how to buy new issue T-bills on Fidelity, be sure to watch this video next, which is part 2 of this 2-part series, where I go over how to buy T-bills on the secondary market using Fidelity. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.